So here's a thought with regards to work. And how often have you heard people say, "Oh, it's a moaning Monday," or "It's a thank God it's Friday," and that the week is sort of a thing that you do and you give away for work, and that you do the work and then you go and have play and fun either after work or on weekends or holidays. And what is work? I mean, why is it that most people seem to hate their work? And why is it that most people tend to count the time down until the holidays? What is work? This is a place where those who suspect they're innately wise, brilliant and powerful come to learn how to transform their lives, one cognition, one realization and one blinding flash of the obvious at a time. We are the innovators, the record breakers, the world makers and creators of all kinds. We supersede the suppressive worldview of mass ignorance and awaken the strength within. We are waking up to our innate secrets. My name is Dr. Mark Postles and welcome to the Innate Secrets podcast. I think George Bernard Shaw said it beautifully this way. He said that this is the true joy in life, being used for a purpose, recognized by yourself as a mighty one, being a force of nature instead of a feverish, selfish little clod of ailments and grievances, complaining that the world will not devote itself to making you happy. I'm of the opinion that my life belongs to the whole community, and as long as I live it, it is my privilege to do for what I can. I want to be thoroughly used up when I die, for the harder I work, the more I live. I rejoice in life for its own sake. Life is no brief candle to me. It's a sort of splendid torch which I've got to hold up for the moment, and I want to make it burn as brightly as possible before handing it on to future generations. It's so well said, isn't it? And this is what we and our businesses have encompassed this thing called work as play with a purpose. And it's one of our overriding policies, that if it can't be playful and it's not purposeful, then don't do it. It's like work is something that we throw ourselves into as a form of artistry. It's a form of our expression. And it's really interesting. It's like you can have people that find that their job is not filling them up. But really what happens is that they're not filling themselves up through their job. You see, the job could be as simple as taking out the rubbish in the morning, to your garbage can. It's like that's a job. Now we can see that as being a drudgery thing that we just have to do, or we can see it as something that is a great opportunity to connect and to be grateful for. That very thing. So the exercise that we get from taking the rubbish out from the house to the bins, to the sense of clearing, to the sense of recycling, maybe to the artistry even of carrying that pail of rubbish. The few meters or yards or however far that is to the place where we're depositing it. I mean, that is it can be a whole process that enlivens the soul. It allows us to express who we are. It's one of an opportunity to take something that is very mundane, very very sort of process driven, and it has to be done. Otherwise, garbage builds up in the house, and that's not very useful. So how can you make it something that is an expression of you? How can you do it by holding the bin in one hand, or put it on your head, or dancing as you go, of seeing the process of life, how you brought this food into the house, and it then became you in the form of the food that you chose to take into your bodies, and then the waste from that then gets taken back out, and it gets sent to somewhere that recycles it and makes it into compost, or makes it into another form of energy that can be consumed. So it's an integral part of that process. So that's just one very, very simple example. But you think of the areas in your life that you feel like you have to do it, and this is usually a great indicator as whether you're loving it or not, is do you have to do it? Do you have to go to work? Ought to go to work? Should go to work? Must go to work? Those are things that would be indicating that you are not allowing work to be that celebration that that it can be. So that and that doesn't have to necessarily be a formal place of work. That could be work around the house, work on the garden, work in the shed or in the garage, or fix this or fix that. If it's one of I have to do this, and just listen to your words on this, then that would indicate that this is has some form of pain or lack of celebration associated with it. So work is play with a purpose. And we have an opportunity every moment of our life to play. And that's our natural state. You look at a baby, a young child, their essence is play. They're trying to discover things, they're curious about stuff. And that's the quadrant one part that develops within us, and it's playful. It likes to make up games. It likes to do things in a way that they can learn through experience. And so as a human being, and as an adult, we have that propensity. So let's make sure we use it, because when we start to allow that to kick in, when we become playful about our work, and our work turns into play, then our creative expression starts to open up, and we start to see things from a whole new perspective. We start to create new additions or alterations to what has been traditionally the work routine, and that then starts to enliven it. So look at your business, look at your home, look at your sports. Everything that you're doing can be reframed very, very easily into play. And when that becomes play, it becomes a right brain creative activity, even though you've got the rules and you've got the structure and you've got the things that go together to make up a sequence, to make the thing or to do the particular activity. That within that you have this essence of vitalism and new energy that allows you to then be creative with it. So obviously there are some areas in a process that you can't be creative, like in terms of, if you're processing a certain thing, like a product that you're making, is a certain process for it. So how can you bring play into that? It's by looking at it from a position of what's called neoteny. It's a position from a child's eyes of, sure, this is a step-by-step thing we do to make this thing, or to process this transaction, or to service this customer. However, within that there's magic. Within that there are opportunities to do it in a way in which opens up our heart. It allows us to be the creator of that, rather than the victim that just has to process it. So be aware of this. Look at it, how it is that you see your world in any area where you feel like you have to do it. Any area that you feel like you're, this is work and this is hard yakka. It is not true. It doesn't have to be that way. We can invoke that quadrant one part of the brain, connect it through into the quadrant three part to express it with a curiosity and a passion for what we're doing, and link it to a higher purpose. And you'll find that, as George Bernard Shaw said, it's just like life is something that, like a splendid torch, and we can burn brightly and for all of our life, and then hand it on. And I would suggest that every step along the way, when we're playing with purpose, we're handing it on. We're handing our light on, and that's our legacy. To inspire and to allow people to get who they are, to get who their essence is, rather than just see themselves as some automaton that just has to do a particular job. So play with that one, play hard, play light, play soft, play with lots of fun. And always remember, though, that it's linked with purpose, why you're doing this. So have fun with it. Let us show you how to fire your brain in ways that serve you so that you can be confident, connected, and bring joy and passion into what you do every day. Get a free copy of my book, The Innate Model. Go to theinnatemodel.com/free book.